people. Give me the rhythm, them, I'ma bun them. Well, in coming the original Kabaka Pyramid alongside Double FX. Baby rock, watch how we step. Babylon, them side tree and get vexed. That one your name. Them system is a strain and a mess. Me feel it like a pain in my chest. Double FX, me say you bless. I feel like me can't breathe. In a this your suffocation. The people living in a suffocation. Me can't breathe. Me can't breathe. When the youth can't write and can't read. Oh, no, no.
We're asked to talk about this all of the time. So there's this balance between wanting to have these important conversations, but also, do I always have to have the important conversation, right? Like, if I fall back, well, oh, I thought you were about the movement.
Right.
Like where are you now? You know what I mean?
Yep. When issues come up and they have to do with race, you're the default. You're the 1-800 call a black person. I was asked to speak on leagues that I had no business speaking on, but was anyone else speaking up on behalf of that? Those that were kind of on the inside? Let's all be real here. No, people went silent conveniently. And so to me, in that moment, silence was violent.
It's really time for us to address racism now.
I don't want to police what people say or don't say, because I also think, like, if you don't know what you're talking about, like,
sit
then,
this one out.
Honestly, right? Like, you don't have to be an expert in everything. Whenever someone doesn't understand why something is racist, you have to explain it. And so for me, I still, in a way, feel somewhat jaded about people wanting to have the conversation now as if this is new. But that's just how I internalize it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it was like, listen, y'all just got invited to the group chat, apparently. Yesterday you found out racism existed. We've been talking about this for how long? So now you want to believe us because there's video? What is it about now that makes you care? The fact that unfortunately a man's death went viral, a fact that that is now the climate, so you want to capitalize, it felt icky to me.
People are just fed up. I think it's time for a change.
Representation matters. You were the first Black woman to read a sports highlight in a country that considers itself diverse. The problem is there isn't that much representation.
I didn't just pop up out of nowhere, and I think that that's what people forget about you and I is we didn't just come out of nowhere. No, dudes were paid to get to this point. Like, I would get so mad tripping up on a script during SportsCenter. I would be sick. I'd go home and I'd get sick. Because I'm like, they're never gonna bring back for another show. And if they don't bring me back, they're not gonna bring another Black woman up. Like, that I think is how much of weight it feels, that pressure it feels to kind of be Black in this industry and kind of be like an only in this industry.
People have been like, yeah, you're not for us. You'll never be on air at this network.
I was told that, oh, the only reason why you have your job is because you're Black. The only reason why it was someone else that didn't get that role is because they're white and a male. I was told that. I think there's a certain point, and I don't know if you felt this in your career, where at the beginning of mine, I was switching the way I was talking, I was mastering this code switch at the beginning, at the start, because I was so scared that if you saw who I was, you wouldn't want me anymore. I was doing the most to make other people who didn't look like me feel comfortable with me being in that space because I was an only. And I think over the years, and especially that summer, I was like, this is exactly who I am. You're probably not gonna like me. Some of you never were gonna like me. I saw you on Twitter hurling the N-word at me when I made my debut on SportsCenter. That's cool. I'm not here for you. I'm here for me, and I'm here for my community.
It shouldn't be a movement. It should be a lifestyle. This is who we are.
So recently someone said to me, you know, you really found your voice. But I was kind of like, when did I leave my voice at the lost and found? Like, I've been speaking about this. The difference is maybe I found an audience. But at the same time, I don't want to be the race reporter. Like, I don't want being Black to be my beat. The issue, though, to me is when people only call to talk about this, right? And only assign you stories to talk about race, because that is reinforcing a stereotype that, well, that's your expertise.
Right. Who's deciding what stories we're telling? Who's deciding how those stories are being shared? Who's deciding what games you're watching? So until we see the change behind the scenes and at those types of levels, we're never gonna get there.
I've never had someone of authority looking over me that was a minority. Never. I love my job. I can't imagine doing anything else. Like literally, I'm lucky that I know that the thing I'm supposed to do, I'm doing.
Right.
But I definitely don't want my kid to do it. You feel the same?
Yeah, I would never tell my son to get into what I do right now.
Isn't that scary?